PLDP.
Hey, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Thank y'all for stopping by the live stream again. Today is a panel. I've got a couple of guests on here.
My God.
And of course, we always have a topic. Today's topic is when your dreamed of life becomes reality, but this is your live stream. And we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just put it in the comments. I want to give a shout out to the NTZ crew. Thank y'all so much, Jacob Tanjay. I don't know if Michael Beach Your Life's going to be on here. He's traveling back to Cebu today from Siquijor Island. And that was fun. I want to say welcome to any new viewers and subscribers to the live stream for the first time. Anybody's going to catch this on replay. And then, of course, my old heads, there's Will Sutton, Kevin Kennedy. So I'm going to let my guests introduce themselves. We're going to start with you, Robert Dane. Just give me a short introduction.
Well, 67 years old, retired Social Security, and just chugging along, making ends meet, just planning my trips with your help, Calvin. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me back on the panel. That's great.
You're welcome, Robert. We've got a new guy to the Philippines and to the live stream, but he's not a new YouTuber. This is OG Silverback. He's got just as many subscribers as me. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother. Well, he's up in Manila. I don't know why, but my guests in Manila always have a bad connection. I don't get it, but go ahead and introduce yourself, OG.
That's the number one problem. Oh my God. Signal.
Hello, everybody. That was the reason I'm in the Philippines, man. This guy gave me a lot of good boots on the ground. So hello.
Gandang umaga.
Yeah. Okay. But the peso is 55.10, which is a great rate. I mean, it allows me to live a pretty good life over here. As long as it stays over 50, I'm okay with that. But you know, we're talking about dreams today. What are your dreams, Robert? Do you still have dreams at 67?
Yeah, I want to see the peso go to 80. That'd be a wonderful dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, as far as for your life, man,
Well,
are you living your dreams already?
Not quite. I'm okay. A dream. What would be a great dream? Well, winning the Fantasy 5 or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, do you have dreams? I mean, that's a simple question. Unless you don't have any dreams, you're just living day by day, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was just asking.
No, I'm. Listen, here's the way we're made. The makeup as human, the way we're made. When something pops out at you, pay attention and take care of it. I'm just fixing things as I go. I'm taking care of the immediate. I don't live in the future. I don't live in the past. I'm taking care of things as they pop up because that's the way we were. If you were out in the early hunter gatherers, let's just say, and something popped out at you, you better pay attention, right? So that's how I live my life. Whatever pops out at me, I take care of it right away, and then I take care of it the right way, and I don't need to go back.
Okay, well, I've got dreams, man. As a matter of fact, I'm living my dreamed of life. I don't know how many dreams you have to be living your dream, but I've had several. and I'm gonna give you some of them. Here's some of my dreams when I was a little boy. I'm talking about. I wanted to live where it was warm all year round. Okay, because the winters can get brutal in the Midwest. Back when I was little, now this global warming has. I believe in global warming. It's changed, but when I was little, man, I'd go to the school and my hands would be almost frostbitten. My hands and my toes. I didn't even know if there was a place where you could live where it never got cold. But I knew that was one of my dreams. Another one that I have is I didn't want to work when I got old. You know, I wanted to be able to retire early enough where I could enjoy my retirement. I mean, I didn't want to be like my sister. She's 72 right now, running on 73, and she's still working. I didn't want that. I wanted a sexy wife or girlfriend. That's always been my dream. I want money in the bank, a house that's paid for, man. That 30-year mortgage about drove me crazy and gave me a stroke. And, you know, I want to live by the beach. You know, I mean, all of this stuff, that's 6 things I wrote down. 5 of them I'm actually living right now. It's only the one where I don't live by the beach, but I can go to the beach anytime I want. That's the only one that is really not a reality yet. But everything I dreamed of, man, and of course, you know, good health. I've got it. What about you, OG Silverback? Do you have dreams?
Build a house like you did in the Philippines and help the community and live a long life, man. I'm happy.
Yeah, I know. One of your dreams must have been to have a beautiful woman because you've got one right now. Was that always a dream of yours? Yeah, I
Also,
mean,
I want to stay in the arts, man, and just live a long, happy life here, man.
yeah. Well, you're well on the way to living your dreams. Keith Edwards says, Calvin, you're an inspiration and very educational. I want to meet you soon. I have a long distance relationship in Iloilo, and we connected for about a year. Keep doing this, bro. Hey, I will. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, Greg Williams, he's on his way to Iloilo. He's thinking about relocating from San Carlos City to Iloilo. That's a beautiful place. I don't know if your long distance relationship lives in Iloilo City or not. Now, what part of the Philippines are you living right now, OG? Well, what part of the Philippines are you living?
The part of Manila, but as small city, Antipolo City.
Oh, Antipolo City. Okay.
Part of the
Now, hey, what's going on, Justin? Is it a lot of people there? Is it real? The traffic's bad. What's going on up that way?
a lot of business. Here, Antipolo building, yeah, a commercial building, no beach resort.
Yeah, it's like a solid way, and it's more relaxed. Manila was crazy, Calvin. Manila was crazy, dude.
Oh, okay. So how far are you from Manila?
1 hour. Yeah.
Maybe it's not 1 hour. Take a Grab from
airport,
45 minutes.
Okay, 40.
Dependent.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Dexter. I remember the winter of 1978. I was out hustling, shoveling sidewalks, man, for $10, which was a lot of money back then. No, he asked me, he says, did I remember the winter of 1978? I said, I absolutely did. Hey, Michael, thanks for that super chat. He said we have the same dreams. So now that you know what we're talking about, Robert, what are some of the dreams you had coming up? Everybody's got a dream. Did you want to be a policeman? Did you want to be a fireman?
Yeah, I was the type to protect and to serve with the real meaning of service, and I like that public service. And I guess I never dreamt to be like a police chief or a fire chief. I just wanted to be a tailboard man and put out the fire. So I guess
okay.
I did, but as a child, if you go back, I was thinking it's a good question, Calvin. You have a great question there. I remember the paint by numbers, and sometimes you'd get that one with the palm trees living up in Montana in the Rocky Mountains, and you get one with the palm trees and the nice turquoise sunsets. And yeah, you sort of dream about what it would be like, you know?
Yeah, see, I never knew that you could actually put your dreams out there in the universe, in the ether, and it would come back to you, because sometimes, man, I'm over here and I got to pinch myself because I'm literally living my dreamed of life, man. Just like the other day when we were down in Sikihor Island, and the Airbnb is right on the beach, the white sand beach. And, you know, I got this beautiful woman sitting next to me. You know, the weather's about 83 degrees, sun shining. I mean, it was everything I always dreamed about growing up. But that happens to me all the time. So I'm just...
Well, hold on, just one moment. I got a neighbor. What?
Okay.
I'm on the live stream. What's up?
So when did you arrive here in the Philippines, OG?
I don't know. It's all connected.
What's that, Calvin?
Oh, yeah, when did you arrive here in the Philippines?
On the 7th.
Oh, the 7th of March? Of February.
What do you want to do? What do you want me to do? I can't do much right now.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to get you on another time, man, because you don't really have a good signal. We're gonna have to get you on another time, OG, because your signal is not good enough for this live stream. When I come up that way, I'm gonna interview you. Yeah, I apologize. I had to remove him because it's funny, but you know, I guess it just has to do with the area he's living in, because a lot of times when I have a guest on from Manila, they have a bad signal. I can't talk to him. He said, "You're living the dream for sure." I am, man. My dream, I am. And I encourage people to dream, because, and don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just have a dream. I'm not the only one. Now this, Matipit Lolo says, haha, my dream was just to have my own bed and not be hungry when I was growing up. Times were simple. Yeah. Well, see, are you living that dream right now? Do you have your own bed? Where's some of them fancy signs, Robert?
You mean like the no passport, bro?
Yeah, the no passport, bro.
Yeah,
we're gonna have
that's the one where you want to tell them, stay in your own lane, buddy. Stay in your own lane.
Yeah, we're gonna have a live stream on those no passport bros pretty soon, man. We want to know why they're so angry with us because of exercising our options and traveling out here. Tita Cha, congratulations. His wedding's today. He's over here in the Philippines, and he's somewhere up there in Luzon. He's getting married today. I invited him to the live stream, but he says he doesn't have a good signal.
You know, Calvin.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Read TJ Johnson. Let's hear from TJ.
TJ Johnson says, further away you get from the CBD center of government, the worse the connection gets in Metro Manila. Yeah, he must be away from the center. Hey, Alette Mercado, and I'm sorry, I missed your super chat last week, and I apologize. You know, I'm not like that. If you want to come on here, let me know.
You know, Calvin, I did have a dream. I did have a dream, and I sometimes I try to forget about it, but I wanted to be a professional prize fighter, boxer, and I was trained by Jenks Morton, Sugar Ray Leonard's manager at the Star Gym in Phoenix, and I was 3 weeks away from my pro debut. 3 weeks away, got in a really near-death, a tragic accident, you know, T-bone accident, you know, just threw me across 2 lanes of traffic into a light pole, and that was the end of my dream. But I woke up from that a better man, more empathetic. I didn't want no sympathy. Everybody tried to pour their sympathy on me to drown out my dream. Now, I'll tell you what, I'm still pushing the weights around, and, you know, any and all comers, as long as the money, if the money's good, why not? You know, we'll show them a lesson or two. They don't know what I look like when they don't have my antics.
Okay, now Pumpkin Joe's Philippine experience, he says, living the dream as well, Calvin. Island hopping with beach of life from Negros to Cebu. Just commenting between phone signals here. Yeah, we toured his house. He's selling his house over in Dumaguete. I'm just trying to help him. Okay, I'm not an agent, a broker. I don't get a peso out of it. But he's had a hard time, you know, with the pandemic, the lockdowns and stuff, trying to sell his house. And now that it opened up, when he was at the meet and greet, I said, hey, man, why don't you put it on my channel? People gonna watch. Maybe you'll get some offers. You know, who knows? Maybe you'll run into somebody like you who likes that, you know, who needs that type of house. Because somebody's out there. He's already got one offer that I sent him. I don't know if he's going to take that or not.
See, my dreams turned on a dime from, you know, trying to be a middleweight champ, which I did. I did have a good friend, Alex Ramos. You know, we were sparring partners, and he did that 3 times for champ. He takes care. He's a good man, by the way. Shout out to Alex if he's watching. But my dreams turned on a dime to trying to be a champion, to trying to learn how to walk again, and wondering, asking my doctor, will I ever be able to walk again? So my dream was, hey, just to run a mile again.
Yeah, so you did have dreams then. You wanted to be the world champion boxer. Then you said, well, hell, I'm going to just make it simple. I had a dream of walking again. Well, you're living your dream, Robert, because I know you're walking.
Do a few wind sprints with you, Calvin, when I'm there.
Absolutely. Elliot Mercado, thanks for that super chat. He said, no problem. I'm going to just sit back and watch the ride. Now, she's interested in coming over here. What's good, Jason? He said, nice video stream, bro. Thank you. Yeah, he said he's in the house. Hey, Ryan Winfield said, much respect, Cal. Love your channel. It's my first time catching you live. Welcome, Ryan. I appreciate it. But anyway, okay, there's Alvry Jevon says they hate because you're getting a qualified woman rather than recycled trash. That could be it, man. I don't know, but if you saw that video with me and Marilyn, we're just talking on the beach. Some guy says, what's with the green screen? Nah, dude, we're really on that beach. There's no green screen. There's nothing phony about me. That was a real beach with a real beauty. Okay? But anyway, you know, if you wanted a house, one thing I didn't say on the video I should have said was, I believe what he's got is a better deal than a condominium. Because you got to understand, he did exactly what a lot of us didn't do. When he bought that house, it was before him and his wife got married. He leased the property back, the land back to him for 25 years. So he owns the house and the land is leased to him. So she can't sell that.
Let's get
So
the
he
thumbs
could,
up, guys.
yeah. So
Thumbs up.
if you're interested in buying that house, he's gonna show you how to do that too, so you don't have any problems like that. See, the Bachelor of Science says, where did the name Passport Bro come from? I have no idea really. I just looked up one day, and it was on the YouTube, and now it's like a wildfire. But one of my subscribers said he was a Passport Joe, and that's probably more of what I am, just a regular guy out here traveling, seeing the world. But if you ask 10 people that the Bachelor of Science, you're going to get 10 answers. It's become a big deal. Um, but I don't know. That's a good question. When did you first hear about the Passport Bro movement, Robert?
Well, I think it was probably on one of those live streams where they're talking about whether or not they can make it with a woman in the United States, and to be limited like that. And I don't even think how many of them men really had a passport. That's why I like this no passport bros. I think that's genius, because these guys can't. What are they criticizing people that want to experience life and experience the world when they don't even have it? They should get in your own lane.
Yeah, get a passport first, and then. But it's something else that's going around. Okay, Justin Carmack, he's on here. I think he was anyway. He's got a video. He says why I'm really in the Philippines, or why I'm still in the Philippines. And he's talking about he loves America and everything like that, like we all do. But a lot of the comments was like, all the reason why men are over there is because they can't afford to live in America. That's wrong, man. Okay, that's as wrong because I can afford to live in America, but America's not the only place on earth. And he's from that mindset. He's from that mindset that America's the best place on the planet, and that's okay if that's his opinion. But America's made it so easy for you to live there. We've lowered the bar. Our taxes make it possible to live there. You can live there on $1,000 a month, a whole lot easier than you can over here, because they've got food stamps, they got Section 8, okay, and then they've got all kind of stuff. You can go get help with your electric bill if you need it. What else they got over there, Robert? Because you over there.
You can go get a food box on just about any corner. Costco, Albertsons, give a shout out to these guys, because they'll take all of the food and pass it out. They don't waste any of it. And I am not forced to move anywhere. I can be fine where I'm at. I got my lot rent, I got my utilities, and $600 a month disposable income. I'm fine. I'm not forced to go anywhere to be a passport bro. If I choose to be a passport bro, it's because that's my choice. I agree with you, Calvin.
Absolutely. But this is what's coming up now. All you just over there. These are from the no passport bros. They say, "How you going over there because you can't afford to live in America?" Man, don't start that lie, because that's a lie.
That's a lie.
Real Sutton, thanks for that super chat. He said, "My dream was to retire early, be financially stable, in good health, and living somewhere tropical near water. I retired in October and now plan to move near Jensen." And see, that's just what I'm talking about, guys. At least have a dream, because your dream can't come true if you don't have a dream. I encourage people to dream, man. You're never too old to dream. You're never too old for your dream to come true. I was watching some lady, she was 70, I believe she was 73. She got a high school diploma. She said it was always my dream to get my high school diploma, because when I was growing up, she had to work on the farm, man. But Rick 32K says passport bros became a thing when black men started to exercise their options. But I don't see many passport bros, I only see I've only seen, you can identify as a passport bro, if you want to. You are if you say you are. So it's hard to get any numbers or who's a passport bro, who isn't. But I think the guy, Austin Holloman, he's a young guy. I know he's Mr. Passport Bro. And then his partner that travels with him, then it's another young guy who's here in the Philippines now. He calls himself a passport bro, but I guess you're a passport bro when you say you are. Garrett Blake says the passport bro is a group of men that stopped dating women in the Matrix. Well, hell, Robert stopped dating women in the Matrix, didn't you, Robert?
I stopped dating women in the Matrix 6-7 years ago. I do have a dream. I'll tell you this is getting personal. I have a dream. I can picture myself around a bunch of happy faces because you got mom a bag of rice and you know, rice is life. You got maybe her little brother some books for school. You got dad some gas money for the tuk-tuk because, you know, gas prices are high, and just creating a family atmosphere. And I don't care if we're cooking on wood. You know, if you don't like it, stay home.
That's right. Yeah. See, that's what I wanted, a simple life, to get away from that rat race and get off the hamster wheel while I could enjoy it. You know, while I could enjoy it, because, man, my sister's 73, and I tell you what, man, it has to be. And even though she went back to work at a daycare, still, you're 73. But Elliot Mercado says, where's General Santos? General Santos City is where Manny Pacquiao's from. It's down in Mindanao. It's down in southern Mindanao. And it's a nice place. I've been there before several times. It's on my expat alley list. It's someplace that if you come over here and you're down in Mindanao, you need to check it out. You know, Davao is the big place. Davao was Dumaguete before Dumaguete was Dumaguete. This is where all the expats and foreigners used to go to live. It's only like a 3-hour bus ride from General Santos. But while you're there, you might as well go on over to General Santos. It's really a nice place. And then a little bit further down, it's a place called Glen. And I promise you, if you don't have a dream, if you go there, you're going to have a dream that you're going to want to live there for the rest of your life. It's a beautiful place. It's the southernmost tip of the Philippines. So, Elliot, when you come here, let me know, because I've been wanting to go back to that place since 2011. That's the last time I've been there. Kevin Kennedy, thanks for that super sticker, man. I really appreciate it. He said, rice is definitely life in the Philippines. He says, I'm from Amsterdam. I came to the Philippines on your 38th birthday, and I love it here. But come on, guys, give me some dreams.
Calvin, you left some money on the table. I say leave the money on the table, man. Leave the money on the table. Follow your dreams.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, I came over here in 2018. Okay, I'm an insurance agent. I specialize in Medicare Advantage. After the annual enrollment period, I left. So I haven't, and I was an expert in what I did. Remember, I had a small insurance agency. Okay. If I would have worked those extra 5 years that I haven't worked, those extra 5 annual enrollment periods, instead of getting $1,200 or $1,300 a month from the insurance companies, I'd probably be somewhere around $7,000 to $8,000 per month. But it wouldn't have done me any good, Robert, if I was in a nursing home, laid on my back with a stroke.
One of my last girlfriends, she set me straight. She said, Robert, you know, I can lose 10 pounds, but you can't lose 10 years.
That's right. Absolutely. Now, Moochie T, there's a lot of truth in what he's saying. But remember, guys, if somebody wants to call themselves a passport bro, let them do it. I think it was genius, really, because it's generated a lot of publicity. It's generating a lot of views, a lot of notoriety, and certainly a lot of money for people. But you're right. He says people have been traveling for years. The only difference is YouTube and more digital cameras. Nothing is new other than their name. And, you know, you got to give them credit for that. It was genius. Whoever came up with it.
I ask you a question, Calvin. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg has some dreams left?
Oh, absolutely. He probably wants to take over the world. He probably wants to be like Pinky and the Brain. Absolutely, he's got other dreams.
Is he
They're
married to a
evolving.
Filipina? Is he married
No,
to a Filipina?
she's an Asian. I think she's Chinese. But you could see his dreams evolving. You know, he's trying to expand Facebook and take it in a whole different direction. Absolutely, he's still got dreams. You know, money is not just the end of your dream. But nobody's even talking about money. But Will Sutton said, I wanted to retire financially stable. That's a dream, guys. That's a legitimate dream that we all should have, really. But a lot of us are afraid to express our dreams, especially over there, because we got a lot of dream killers lurking around. They're mostly in your friend. They're mostly your friends and your family. They say, "Oh, you can't do that. You know, nobody's ever did it in the family before. What makes you think you can do it? What makes you think you're gonna be the first one?" All they need to do is plant that one seed of doubt, Robert, and you're done. You're gonna say, "Yeah, what's the use? Nobody else has ever did it. What? Why should I even try?" Now, imagine that. Now, my family and friends, they're begging me just to come home and visit, which I am. In the next month or two, I'm going home because my sister-in-law died, man, and it's just so many people close to me that dying. I mean, this woman was close to me. She was the backbone of my American wife's family, and she passed out at the wheel of her car and crashed and died, man. And I'm in a state of shock, really. And so my kids said, "Daddy, please come home. Life is too short." And it was their auntie. It was their mother's sister. She was in, you know, young, still, you know, had a beautiful house. If you live in Louisville, Kentucky, and you got a $350,000 house, you're really doing something. But now her life is gone, man. You know, and I know they're shook up behind it. She's got two kids. Her son used to live with us. He died prematurely. They just had a brother die a month ago. So yeah. Hey, China's all the Vulcan. He said, if you come to host country, wouldn't you want to assimilate into the Philippine culture? Yeah, I think I have. I think I have as much as we can, China. You know, because that's what it's all about keeping a low profile. Did y'all see the American guy that's gone viral? Did you see that, Robert?
What, Calvin? Tell me.
Well, there's an American over here that's gone viral. He calls up he beats up and assaults the delivery driver. You know, the guy who's delivering his food. I guess it took too long. Now remember, the driver has nothing to do with it. Here's this American. He goes out there. He's screaming, hollering at the guy, choking him, and you know, fighting him, basically assaulting him. Now remember, I did a video. I said, if you can't fight one Filipino. Okay, it looked like 4 or 5 other guys was coming to help the delivery driver. Well, anyway, they pressed charges against him. They found out, number one, he was overstaying in the Philippines, almost a year, okay, which is crazy. And number two, he was actually working at a bar, they said. So he had the wrong visa. But yeah, he's all over the news now. I think Gio did a reaction video about this guy. He didn't assimilate. So now they're going to put him on the blacklist. The people in the immigration officer said, you know, you got no right to come over here assaulting and disrespecting our citizens. You've taken our hospitality for granted. That's verbatim. That's what he said. And now we're going to blacklist you and you'll never be able to come back here. So yes, it's a viral video. This guy's stupid, man. I mean, he's about as ignorant as you can be over here. Imagine fighting the delivery driver. The delivery driver is probably going to earn about 300 or 400 pesos a day. Okay, but that's his ass now.
And the fact of the matter is, they're so generous, so kind, so loving. It's almost embarrassing because they'll serve you your food first.
Yeah. Absolutely. See, that's what I was telling Merlin. I said, we might as well order our food because they get precedence, they get preference. The delivery drivers, when you go into a restaurant that has that food panda, but this guy acted a complete fool. Excuse me. He acted like a complete spoiled brat. And I was talking about it on my last live stream. Coming over here because his food is late. He's gonna fight the man, belittle him, and everything like that. Remember, he's like 3 times bigger than the Filipino man. Okay, and listen, guys, immigration knows where you are. Okay, they don't need these expats over here dry snitching, and if you're doing something wrong, Philippine police and immigration and all that, they know where to find you because they went to this guy's house and arrested him at his apartment. So it's not a matter of, because a lot of, the trolls, they make the videos about me. Oh, I'm over here committing crimes. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Dry snitching is what we call it in Louisville, Kentucky. They know exactly where I am. If I was doing something wrong or they were looking for me, they know where to find me. And they're not going to hesitate to come, Robert. So all that old dry snitching y'all doing out there, they need to stop it, man. Believe it or not.
Was he an American, Calvin? An American?
Yeah, he's an American. He's an American. He's 43 years old, and he's getting ready to get shipped back to America. He's blacklisted. He'll never be able to come here again. Now, he'll be able to, you can, appeal that decision. But after watching the video, there's no way immigration will ever let him step foot in the Philippines again. That's once he gets out of jail, because he's got to pay that 11-month overstay. And then once he gets out of jail, guys, Ryan Winfield says, I'm financially secure in the U.S., but I'm still considering moving to the Philippines. That beach you visited in Siquijor Island looks like my new address. Man, I tell you what, the guy was so happy that I did a video about it, and it immediately had benefits. 2 of my subscribers are there now at the place after seeing my video. Hey, Mojave Desert, Sonoran Desert. Thanks for that super sticker. But he did everything that you're not supposed to do over here in the Philippines. And he makes every foreigner look bad, especially Americans. I love the time. Say, yeah, okay, I remember Charlie Chalmain. Charlie Chalmain, and it was the other, Corey Feldman. Charlie Chalmain. Yeah, that's right. This is exactly what I'm saying. You shouldn't care. Yeah, Jeeves Winston said, wait, you from Kentucky? You got 178? Absolutely did. We was shut down for about 2 weeks. We didn't have any school. Phil Stevens said dry snitching, dry humping. Yeah, they over dry snitching. People know where you are. When you extend over here, not only do you have to give an address, but then you have to give another address, phone number, and name of a Filipino over here. Did you know that, Robert?
Well, you have to register your SIM card, so they're locked in anyway. And
there you go. Have a nice day. He says the security guard filmed that guy disrespecting delivery guys, and the sad thing is, the delivery guy didn't even have his order. He disrespected the wrong guy. Absolutely right. And the one I showed him on Geo, the video of Geo, he's got the guy in a headlock. It's just a little bitty guy, man, okay? You know, the average Filipino's small. They got big ones over here, but most of them are small. He's this big American guy. He's got the guy in the headlock. Just acting a complete fool over here. Well, he's done, so somebody can take his place. David Starr, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, David says, I'm 44. I have a dream where I go to the Philippines and scout it out to see if it's a good fit for me. I made that dream a reality by booking a ticket and spending 5 weeks there this summer. Absolutely, man. And so how did you like it? It doesn't make the Philippines a bad place because it may not be a fit for you. Remember, guys, we're judging a place where we see this barely a small piece of the Philippines when you come over here. I don't care how many places you go to, it's a small piece. There's no way you can make an intelligent opinion about this place. It's too big. And it's the same with Thailand. You know, Bruce, he said, Calvin, these are the 9 places that foreigners go. He says, that's it. They don't go anywhere else, but then they'll come back and say, oh, I know Thailand real well. Now, you know those 9 places real well you went to. Hey, she says, hello, everyone. Jack Wolfinger says, hello, Cal. Just joined. That customer's a disgrace. Well, he won't be a disgrace for long. What's the temperature right now, Robert, in Arizona?
I think it's probably today around maybe 65 degrees. Somewhere around.
Oh, wow,
65.
that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a little cool,
But
a little chilly, a little windy. But it's getting, you can tell. It's the summer's coming, man. And your summer over there runs from now until June, July. And we're right in the...
Yeah, I mean, technically, okay, but you know, all year round it's warm. The average temperature here is 82 degrees. That they really don't have they don't have 4 seasons over here, Robert. It's either hot and wet or hot and dry.
Well, okay. Believe it or not, here in Tucson 2 weeks ago, we had 4 inches of snow.
Yeah. Now he says, when are you going to the Philippines, Robert?
My plan would be, well, I'm fixing up a mobile home to sell it. It's a fixer-upper, and that's my startup emergency fund. And I would, when I finish painting, I guess it could run a couple of months, maybe a few months still. I don't want to spend the entire summer here. It's brutal.
Yeah. Now, I think this is the guy who said that. He says, hey, what's with the green screen, right? He says, Ante, I'm sure that was a green screen. No, it wasn't. But a lot of people do that over here. But, you know, I'm not one of them. I'm the real deal over here.
Well, this ain't no green screen.
Yeah, that's absolutely. And all they had to do was see the lady walk right past me. She was the owner of the resort. It was her wife. Jack says, my fiance's birthday's today, and Sunshine Shoulder's really looking forward to seeing you Monday morning. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely be there, Jack. I wouldn't miss that, but I was looking through my wardrobe and I was like, I really don't have, I got a polo shirt and some slacks. I hope that's good enough, brother. Come on. Thanks for that super sticker. But that's what I like about the Philippines. You don't have to be dressed all up to go somewhere. I mean, it's his wedding, not mine. But I will look presentable. And I won't embarrass him.
Let's get the thumbs up.
Yeah, let's get the thumbs up, guys. See, that helps us. And I want to thank y'all. You know, not a lot of my videos get 1,000 likes, but the video with me and Marilyn by the beach and at the resort just talking about our relationship, that was over 1.1 thousand likes. That helps to get the video out so other people can see it. Okay, Mo says, what's up, Mo? He says, I had to make a second trip to the Philippines just to make sure my dream wasn't a dream. My dream is a home by the sea, Filipino children, peace and security, helping others in need will help ourselves.
Yes.
That's a great dream. That's a great dream, Mo.
That's very good, Mo. Very good.
Now, I know that you're almost to that point, right? because I know some things in your personal life are starting to show some favor in your direction. So yeah, he's been over here. He can bear witness. He's been to my house that I'm the real deal over here. I'm not some guy. I don't sell dreams, guys. I live them though, but I don't sell them. Andy H says, why is this guy always a guest? He will never get into the Philippines. Well, he's actually been here before. When did you come to the Philippines, Robert?
I think the first time was like 1999.
Daddy's hair na lang po, daddy's hair.
Ruby
Why
says
is this
hello
guy-
to everybody again.
He will never get into the Philippines. That's funny.
Hey,
Hey,
hello,
hey,
Boo.
Andy,
Get out of here.
Andy,
I don't have any hair.
lived in. Let me say the list. There's Booby.
Go ahead, Booby's trying to comb my hair. I told her I don't have hair.
I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Tokyo. I've been to Mexico, Canada. What does this guy think? I can't make it in the Philippines? I'm on my fourth passport. I'm on my fourth passport, guy. There's nothing holding me back. Ain't no chains holding my butt.
Yeah. Elliot Mercado says, Calvin, I just went and visited Geo, and that coverage of the expat acting out, it was pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's everything you don't want to do over here because they don't tolerate it. And that's why I said, when the guy made the video talking about all the passport bros are coming, there's nothing to worry about over here, man. You cannot, the Philippine government knows how to handle their problems, okay? They're not just going to let you come over here and have your way with the place, okay? As long as you don't violate.
What's this, Calvin? I don't understand. He'll never make it to the Philippines, or he'll never make it in the Philippines. I think he's saying he'll never make it. Man, I'll tell you, I'm geared up. I'm sorting things out, repacking. I could if I got my.
Well, he's saying that you'll never come here, but he's wrong because.
Yeah, I was living in India. I lived in India in a state called Goa along the Arabian coastline. What do you think? It's my first rodeo? What are we talking about here?
Yeah. Jack says, Calvin, is Marilyn coming with you for the head count? No, I don't think she is because we just came back, and then, her mother, we don't have a babysitter really. And then we got to come back to Cebu on the 26th. I'm going to just stay there and wait for her to join me the 26th. Because I'm not going to keep, that's a brutal trip from San Carlos to Cebu. You got to catch that ferry. That's an hour and a half. Then you got to catch the bus for another hour and a half to 2.
Hey, Andy, is this for Andy? Andy, I got a $400 credit with Delta Airlines. You think I'm just going to waste that?
The ghost of Pennsylvania said, I stayed subscribed because of Little Booby. Yes, he says, been to all those countries. I love traveling, but hate flying. So it's challenging. Yeah, what do you do, Robert, on those long plane rides? Do you go to sleep?
No, I'm up. I want to know what's going on all the time. Back before they had the cockpit, before they had the hardened cockpit, I was on a Singapore Airlines, coming back, and they had a typhoon, and boy, they were clipping, about 600 miles an hour. And I got up there and asked, what are we doing? 600, 700? He said, yeah, we got a tailwind, 100-mile-an-hour tailwind. So no, I'm awake. Everybody else is dozing off, but.
Yeah, so, the trip back, you get that tailwind, so it's faster going back. It's always faster going back than coming. Over here anyway. Over in Southeast Asia.
700 miles an hour? That's a good
clip. Yeah, that's pretty. Well, hell,
600. I walked up to the cockpit. Everybody else was asleep. At 600, I nudged my friend, hey, 600. Is this real? And then they had the screen right on the back of the seat in front of you. And they
Yeah.
had the airspeed. I went up to the cockpit and I said, are we really going 700 miles an hour? And he said, yeah. Yes, we are.
Well, hell, that had to have been a long time ago, Robert, because you try to walk up to that cockpit now, you're going to get your head handed to you. You can't get near the cockpit now. But Curtis Thomas said it's snowing in Columbus, Ohio today and tonight. He says, I'm at work at my casino security job. They, them security guards at those casinos, they catch a lot of hell from those disgruntled gamblers, the ones that lose. Because recently, a couple of months ago in Louisville, Kentucky, a longtime security guard at the Caesars, somebody followed him home and killed him. Somebody followed him home from his job and killed him. This was the nicest guy in the world, okay? It's just, when people lose their money, they get mad, and he might say, hey, look, if you're not playing, step away from the table or something like that, and they're already mad. The Ghost of Pennsylvania says, Calvin, I think it's best to avoid most expats there. Actually, I do. Only a small percentage of expats come around me. He says, because they bring their negativity with them and hate on other expats. So be extra careful inviting a vampire into your guest house. I attract people who are on the same vibration level that I'm on. I've only had that one crazy guy over here, but everybody else was exceptional human beings. Patrick, he just finished that ayahuasca session. He's going to come on here and kind of tell us about that situation. He was here. John from the UK. Bruce, he lives in Thailand. I mean, I can name so many. I never had a problem. Let me see. Let me read his name. Car dealers. Okay, car dealers. He said, Calvin, where you live in the Philippines? I live in San Carlos City, Negros Occidental. I live on Negros Island, and it's split between Negros Oriental, which is where Dumaguete is, and Negros Occidental.
Calvin, it's hard not to be jaded in life. We've had all those first, one of my dreams is to see the look on her face when she gets that first scooter, when she gets that first trip to the restaurant. When my father, when he took my mother out when she was 17, 18 years old, that was the first time she had ice cream. And I'm saying, let's talk about her dreams,
Yeah, absolutely. But see, you're going into something that I always talk about all the time. All that you were saying, she wants to be the first one. One of her dreams is to be the first Filipino woman that you deal with. She wants to take you to the mall for the first time. She wants to take you to the province and all of that, introduce you to the Filipino culture, the food. She wants to teach you your first few Tagalog words or Visayan words.
That's cool, man.
That's one of her dreams. They don't want. They're the same as us, okay, Robert? Excuse me. They don't want a used up guy really over here. They want you to be. They like a Philippine first timer. You never get as shiny as your first trip over here. That's when you shine the brightest.
I never
That's
dated
when your
anyone.
star shines the brightest.
My first trip over there, I didn't date anyone. I was accompanying a man who married a Filipina in Pampanga, and he said, "Hey, Robert, come along." I said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, I was a little like Andy, a little scared, and maybe I shouldn't go." And he said, "Don't worry about it. When it's not your time, it's not your time. Just go." So I went along with him, to Manila, and he married a girl there. But I didn't date anyone. I just shopped around, bought a Rolex, and came home.
So so that's something you believe that our death is predetermined when we were born.
Predetermined? No. Well, you do
Well,
have
you just
there could
said you just said that he said, well, if it's not your time, it's not your time. Like do you believe? And that it's not wrong. There's no right or wrong. I'm just asking because you said that, Robert. So you believe that?
no. No, I believe that if there is a judgment, a decree, what you would call a decree in heaven, that this is your time, that a little bit of charity work, a little bit of giving to the poor can change things around and give you more time. That's what I believe. You
I
got to have
believe
a
you can
purpose.
hasten. I believe we have free will. I believe you can hasten your death. I believe that you can do some things that are going to lead to your death. If you get up on top of one of them sky scrapers in Manila and jump off, you're probably going to die. If you take a gun and shoot yourself in the head, I'm pretty sure. Now, Kamal says I avoid the expats as well. I don't, man, because I'm gonna tell you some great people over here. I've met just some absolutely amazing people over here as expats. Because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Yeah, for 2 weeks you can avoid them, but if you're gonna live over here, man, you're gonna be begging for conversation one of these days because you're not going to get the deep conversation that you need over here. You're not going to get it.
Now, Calvin, you were talking about these natural laws. Some of these natural laws, like a law of replacement, or as real
Yeah.
as gravity. Yeah. Can you list just a few of these? Help us out here.
Well, you've got the law of contrast that happens all the time. A lot of times when you go into these stores, they're using the law of contrast against you. They may have you may walk in there, you got your tie on. This is the example that Napoleon Hill gives. But they'll have a mannequin there with a perfectly tied Windsor knot. And you're going to look at him like, wow, it's not a whole lot better than mine. That's the law of contrast. Like, that's the reason I wore a suit every single day, Robert. I was using the law of contrast to my benefit. They're gonna say, okay, look at this guy. He wears a suit every day, and look at this guy. He wears a polo shirt and khakis. Which one am I going to deal with? Probably going to deal with this one over here that I'm used to seeing people in suits and ties. Okay. But Andy H. TJ said, why don't you come on here and take his place and you can tell us about your life, your relationships, etc. over in the Philippines. We'd love to have you on here. Yeah, Alex, a virgin. That's what they want. I called it an expat virgin. And that's what they want. Just like you. You don't want to come over here and deal with a Filipino. I'm telling you guys, you don't want to come over and deal with a Filipino that's already been with a foreigner. Okay? Don't do it. If you do it at your own risk. I love LaChan says, I agree, Cal. My wife, girlfriend then checked all those boxes. Yeah, she wants to be the one to do all that.
Hey, Calvin, what about a Filipina who has a sister or a cousin that's married to a foreigner?
Well, that's okay as long as she hasn't had any experience because, listen, guys, we come over here and we literally put these women through the ringer. Okay, and then we show them a whole new way to live. Not we take them places they never been before. We do things with them they never done before. So when you split up from a Filipina, she's gonna hold that grudge. She's gonna be angry, and she's going to take it out on you. Okay, she's going to take it out on you. Every mistake he made, she's gonna hold it against you. Whatever he did, I didn't do. She's going to hold it against you. I want a woman that's going to appreciate me. If I take her to Boracay, I don't want her to say, oh, I've been here before. It's no big deal. But that's what you're going to get. You know, she's going to be skeptical of you. She's going to think, oh, he's going to do me the same way that this other guy did. She's not going to trust you.
This is why when I see a girl on well, not maybe Facebook, but you know, on a dating website, and I haven't been on the dating websites in a year, but when I would see a girl, you know, taking those photographs inside of a Airbnb or in the hallway or something, I just, you know, pass next.
But they'll tell you, the majority of them will tell you, because they don't, the only thing they try to hide, a lot of them, is their children. Because they know that if I, you know, foreigners, and because they hear it through the grapevine, that a lot of foreigners don't find single mothers attractive. Okay. So that's the only thing. But they'll tell you, because they don't really know that we don't want that. We don't want the fact that you've been with a foreigner before. They'll tell you if they have. And when they do, just politely back away from that. Hey, Michael Alexander, thanks for that super chat. He said, thank God for Cal. Well, you know, man, I appreciate your support. All I'm doing is giving you my boots on the ground experience. I want you to come over here. I want your trip to be enjoyable and, above all things, safer. Andy H says, I can, Cal. He says, send me the info. I'm always willing. You know, I'm always in this chat with you. Yeah, what I'll do is, Jacob Chanje, put up my email. And then send me an email, Andy, and then I'll send you the link to the show, the next panel. Okay.
Hey, Calvin, what's your percentage of Filipinas watching your demographics? Because I got to say one thing about it. Filipina.
Yeah, probably about they say 8%. Well, you know, a lot of Filipinas, they watch my channel to get content. They'll get content. See, the stuff we're talking about now, they'll get it and they'll go make a video about it or something like that. You know, a lot of them watch for the content, because they'll never, it's very few of them. You may see one or two that will comment, but they're watching. Okay, they're watching because YouTube says they're watching. YouTube says about 8% of my viewers are over here in the Philippines now, whether that's Filipinos, whether that's foreigners in the Philippines. I don't know, but about 8%. And then they're trying to see they get mad at me because I tell you guys they're secrets. Well, they're not secrets, because they do the same thing. That's why they know so much about us. See, that's why they know so much about us, because they talk amongst each other. They know everything you want when you get here, and they do it. If you don't think it's a script, you're going to see. If you have the misfortune, rather, of dealing with more than one Filipino, you're going to be like, man, something's fishy here. Every last one of them do the same thing in the beginning. It's a script. Brainwave relaxation said, Cal, back to what you have always preached. Be upfront about your intentions. This will distract from any misunderstandings after the breakup. It will, but at the same time, it won't, okay? Because they're going to think whatever they're going to think about you. And the reason, you know, it's always going to be your fault. It's never going to be their fault. You can tell them, you can explain to them as clearly as you possibly can that we're not compatible. It just doesn't work out. And you're certainly going to have to leave the city that you're living in if you're in the Philippines. You're going to probably have to just go to another island, man, because she's going to be hot. TJ Johnson says, I mean, I personally don't mind if she's been, because I travel for me and my partner's just budding along unless we're going Dutch. That said, I'd be lying if that first time delight didn't factor in. It does. I mean, it would bother me. I don't want a woman that's been with a foreigner before, but that's being a hypocrite, because I've been with a Filipino before. But I'm just saying that They want to be your first, guys, okay? Excuse me. China's Vulcan says, not that she isn't attractive. There are too many stressful situations with her parenting difficulties. Well, that's what I mean, attractive. Attractive, can have a whole lot more meanings than physically attractive. Ryan Masterson says, LOL, a lot of other races never dreamed of a brother coming into their home. He said, Miss JHA says, we watch because it's interesting, Yeah, thank you, Miss JAH. I appreciate it. Aziz says, I miss his old theme song, Boots on the Ground. I'm going to come back because I got to get my computer fixed. There's something going on with the audio. And the last live stream I did on my computer, man, was horrible. I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna get it reformatted, and then you'll hear that Sunshine Shoulders. I'm gonna have the guy remix it, make it faster, like a remix. Somebody told me to do that. One of you guys told me to do that. I'm gonna do it. Tito Cha says, I served at Subic 82 to 84 before this passport bro business was even an issue. I was destined to return to the Philippines. This place has always been in the forefront of my heart. Yeah, and look, guys, don't pick on the passport bros. These are, it's just a name, man. It's a brilliant idea that they came up with. Maybe it is for the young guys. Maybe I am too old, but I think if you say you're a passport bro, you are, but I don't knock it. Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that now. They changed it. Every woman is a graphic creator now. He says, I've dated 2 single moms. Okay, now we single dads. If we've got kids, Robert, would that make me a single dad? But they don't call us single fathers, but they call the woman single mothers.
Well, if she's gonna call your children, or they're gonna call her mom, maybe.
No, I don't mean that. Women who have children who are single, they call them single mothers. But men who have children, they don't call us single fathers. It's not a tag that's been put into our subconscious mind. Right?
I've never heard anyone ask me, are you a single father?
That's right. No one's ever asked you that.
No.
He says it was a disaster. And it just depends. Remember, it takes 2 to tango, guys. I've dated, of the 5 women that I've really been with over here. 2 were single mothers and 3 were not. I didn't see a whole lot of difference, to be honest with you.
I'm going to repeat what you said, Calvin. You want to read TJ's comment, and I'll give it to you.
Okay, TJ Johnson, he says, I've been doing some thinking about it, and I think my limitation with dating single mothers would be the age of the child. A lot easier to plan around a 5 to 8-year-old than a toddler or small infant. You've got something there. I think the older they are, the better. Because, if they're 17, 16, 17, they already know who their father is. You're probably not going to have a problem. You're not going to need a babysitter if you want to. It's almost like she's single, really. Because you can still travel together. You can go places together. I think the older the children are, the better.
How many times do you think it's happened that you meet a girl, you take her out on a date, whatever you call a date, and you're getting close, it's almost, to the point of serious commitment, you're exclusive, okay? And then, I got something to tell you. And what? I've got children. Well, they're with my grandmother. How many times do you think, and what would you do? What would you do? And that's, you going to drop her? You going to leave her? because she has kids? Are you going to accept the fact? Are you going to think that, oh no, she's just playing? I mean, you got a lot to think about.
I mean, if I'm a single man and I don't have any children, then okay, I can see saying, well, I don't want a single mother, you know. But if I've got kids of my own, and then I'm going to say, well, I don't want a woman with kids, what kind of thinking is that? Okay. Willie Thompson said, whoever the kid lives with is a single parent. But yeah, but we don't have a tag. Women aren't that shallow. They don't say, oh, well, he's a single father, I'm not going to fool with him. I guess some of them do, but most of them don't. Certainly not over here.
And most of
Dana
them
Milton
that
says,
do, when they find out, they're very accepting. They'd say, you know, they're not rejecting your children.
yeah, they're certainly not rejecting you. Dana Milton says, I'm in the house, Cal. You're a Louisville slugger. Well, I mean, but I'm just saying, I think you're missing my point, Willie. We don't have a tag. Single mothers has become a moniker, man. It's like, it's part of our vocabulary now. It's probably in the dictionary, I'm sure.
No, you know, in Mexico, they say madres solteras, single mothers, madres solteras.
Yeah. DJ Jarvis says, I think a single mother in the Philippines would be more pleasant to deal with than a single woman here in the States. It's exactly right, man. You know, everything, we're on the other side of the planet. We're in a different hemisphere. We're all human beings, okay, the human race, but things are done a lot differently over here. People, you know, they're raised a different way. And you're going to see some differences. You're going to see some differences. You're going to see some similarities. I say keep an open mind. Okay, remember they say a man is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. Whoever said that, that's genius, but it's true. I think you're going to pass up on some nice women over here, but it's your choice. I mean, you know. Yeah. You're right, Timothy Cardi says, I've never heard women say they don't date men with kids or single fathers. You're not going to hear it, but we've given them. It's just like I was listening to a guy on YouTube. He's in the Nation of Islam. He was in this forum. They were talking about the term toxic misogynist. He says, but you never see that word toxic in front of feminists. So it's sort of like the same way they reserve that toxic misogynist, that toxic for men, and we reserve this single mother tag for women. Okay, Elliot, thank you for joining us. I know it's getting late there in Houston.
You know, those children
Okay.
aren't going to be there. Those children aren't going to be there forever. I would say enjoy your time and share life and make it a good experience, because when they're gone, you might be left there alone with that woman and wishing that, you know, you might want somebody to block the action every once in a while.
Yeah, brainwave relaxation says, I'm not changing no diapers on children that aren't mine. Well, you know, then stay with the mother that you have children with. That's all I'm saying. And, you know, that's all I can say. That's the only advice I can give you. Most, excuse me, guys. I've been drinking. Hun, see, this is the difference between the Philippines and America. Bring me a drink, please. Now, if I ask that my American wife that, you say, get up and get it yourself. Give me a drink, another drink.
And you know, Calvin, it's partly a cultural thing. You're dealing with a predominantly Roman Catholic culture, and they don't believe in birth control. That's haram. It's not even I don't know how to explain it, but you're dealing with a different culture, you know, and you're going to have more children, you know, not using birth control, but it may be changing. I don't know, but that's the way it's been for decades.
Yeah, well, centuries, really, centuries. Mo says, Brother Cal, can you please explain why it's not a good idea to date a Filipino who had a foreign boyfriend previously? Sure, I'll do it again for you, Mo. You're going to pay for everything he did or didn't do. Okay? You don't understand. Filipinos love hard. So they're going to give everything they got to this man. Physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually. Okay? He's going to turn them out. He's going to turn them out. Okay? And I don't think you want that. Because when they break up, you know, she's going to bring an attitude. You know, you wouldn't know unless she told you, but there's going to be some red flags. You know, she's not going to really appreciate what you're doing for her. She's not going to appreciate when you take her somewhere because she's already been there. If she's with a foreigner, more than likely, she's been to Boracay, she's been to Panglao Bahal, Palawan, maybe to Thailand, you know, and she's not going to trust you. It's going to take a long time because she's going to think you're just like him. Because believe it or not, guys, they think all foreigners are the same. Okay, until you separate yourself from their thinking, because they've got an outline of what a foreigner is. They think all foreigners are the same. We want the same thing. We like the same thing. And it's just not a good idea, man, you know. And you're going to see the red flags. You'll see. Well, I never, but I didn't say, I said it was your choice, Alex. Okay? You're not disagreeing with me. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying everybody has their standard. Okay? Everybody has their preference. If you don't want to date a single mother, then don't do it. But I think you're a hypocrite if you got kids at home and you say, well, I don't want to deal with a woman that's got kids. That's just my take on it. You know. AC King says it's going to depend if she lies about it because I'm going to ask up front if she has kids. Well, see, a lot of Filipinos, they know those dating sites a whole lot better. They know how to work them better than us. So the things that she knows that you don't like, they're watching this now. They know that a lot of men do not want a single mother. So what they'll do is they'll have the kids on the dating site and say, oh, I don't have them. But then by the time she puts you in that web, okay, and she whips you real good because that's their plan. They're going to try to whip you. Okay? Once that's complete, she could have 5 children. It's not going to mind. I've got a subscriber here right now. His woman's got 7 children. And he just built a big 5 million peso house around the corner from me. Okay? But I'm pretty sure she was up front with him. But that's his preference. And you know, he don't have a problem with it. So who am I to tell him, hey man, don't fool with that woman. She's got 7 kids.
Who are these guys looking for a high value woman? What is this high value woman?
Yeah. Well, see, I've already did a video on that. They're out of touch, man. They're out of touch over here because when they come over here with this high value stuff.
High value woman. My high value woman don't speak much English.
But here we are. We're past our prime. You know, we think that all we have to have is money, and that's enough. Well, for some women it is, but don't you think they want somebody nice to look at too? That they want somebody in good shape, and you know that they can be proud.
My high value woman can climb a coconut tree.
That they can be proud of. It's just a double standard, man. It's the same stuff we're running away from. We're bringing it over here. And it's dangerous, guys. If you really want to live a good life over here and don't have any problems, a lot of that thinking, it's going to take a while, but you got to get rid of it, man. Some of it works over here. Your common sense works here, but all that other stuff over there, man, it don't work over here.
It's not working over here either. It's not working over here. Nobody wants a high value woman over here. They don't want some woman competing with a man, you know. Oh, I've got this degree. I've got my own place. Well, what do I have for you then?
Yeah, I don't get that, because you come into a place, the Philippines, okay? What do you consider a high value woman? They say, oh, well, she got her own place. Well, it don't mean anything. It could be four sides of a four plywood walls with a metal roof. Okay, I got my own house. Oh, I got my own business. Yeah, a sorry store with a few strands of cream silk and Nescafe coffee and, a couple of jars of peso candy. Okay, that could be her own business. See, because a lot of women you deal with over here, they're gonna have college degrees and they're gonna have jobs. But the men that I deal with, we come over here, we're already established. We don't need a woman to complete us. We're already complete. So we say, okay, maybe she doesn't have a college degree because she couldn't afford to go to college. But I want somebody that I can talk to, that I can get along with, that doesn't cause me drama over here like that over there. I'm going to keep it simple, but I'm not going to complicate it, because it's only a small percentage of women over here to deal with you in the first place, guys. And then you're going to take that little tiny percentage and make it even smaller by putting these crazy expectations. You don't even need to come over here, because a lot of the most beautiful women over here, they're not high value right away. You can make them into high value. I mean, haven't you been watching my videos? The woman you meet at the airport, 6 months later, she's not going to be the same. She may be that high value woman that you've been dreaming about. Because once you start doing your part and filling in the blanks that's missing in her life, she can blossom. But if you come over here looking for a high value woman, man, it's almost impossible, because you don't understand how hard it is over here for people. You're living in a crazy ass delusion, So, okay, if that's what you want to do. Scalper Steven says, if you're dating a woman and she doesn't tell you that she's got children, means you haven't asked her. When you get serious, then she tells you, I'll get rid of her straight away. Well, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Scamper. They know the dating sites a whole lot better than us, okay? They know that they're a lot more attractive if they say they don't have children. You're going to click on that profile, okay? Now, what's going to happen is you're going to come over here, you're going to have a stunner waiting for you at the airport. She's going to do everything you've always dreamed of a woman doing. You're going to start having feelings for each other. And then she's going to say something like, well, that little boy that I said was my nephew, he's really my son. And she's going to break down and start crying and say, well, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't think you would like me. And everything else I've been telling you is truthful, okay? Now, then it's going to be your decision right then and there. What do I do? I'm just telling you the games that are played over here on those dating sites, I mean. Okay, they know that you don't want to.
But sometimes, isn't it reasonable to think that a girl who went to the big city, Cebu, Manila, work, the children are going to be home with grandma when you meet her. You're not going to meet her and the kids. Unless you're going out to the province.
David S. says, the lion in the jungle does not tolerate single lionesses. It's primal. Women prosper in an environment with structure and provision. We need to bring back shame and shotgun marriages for men and women. I think you're kind of going over my head with this. Let me read this again. He said, the lion in the jungle does not tolerate single lionesses. Oh, okay. Okay. It's primal. Women prosper in an environment with structure and provision. Okay. So you're saying that we should stay, the woman should stay with the man who she has the children with, and the man should stay with the woman, excuse me, that he has children with, right? Is that what you're saying, David? That people can't make mistakes?
We need to
Because
bring
we
back
do.
home.
Because we do. People make mistakes. But I'm just trying to be honest with you and tell you what's going on, because it doesn't matter to me whether a woman has children or not. I'm looking at her character, okay? Because I'm going to have to make the decision. Okay, it's going to be your decision anyhow. And if you say, well, okay, he's 11 years old, he knows who his father is, you know, he's respectful, like he said, he's mindful, he's a good child. I mean, why would I not want to deal with that? So she can have everything else you want, but the only strike against her is that she's got a child, and you're going to throw her back? Well, you know, when you come over here, yeah. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, this is my definition of a high value woman: fit, friendly, submissive, and supportive. Okay, but these guys, they're talking about something totally different. They're talking about college degree. They're talking about, you know, good job, or does she have her own house? Yeah, I know. I've got, you know, a high value woman would be subjective. See, that's why I don't deal with subjection, because we'll be arguing all day. You know, what is a high value woman? John Gomez says, when you have the meet and greet calendar, the conversation gets deep like this. No, people are having fun over in the meet and greets. No, they don't. But remember, John, the people that are already over here, it's no longer a fantasy. They're not, you know, it's reality. They're already over here, and they're already, you know, they relieve their tension and stress. All that's off of them. A lot of the people watching now, they're still stressed. They don't have a stress reliever like I've got over here. See, Merlin's my stress reliever. Okay,
These guys,
and a lot of these guys don't have a stress reliever.
These guys need to remember, these high value guys, when you come over there, you're still going to take your high value shoes off at the door.
Absolutely. AC King says, no matter who she is or what she does or doesn't have kids, you have to be able to trust her, because eventually you're going to have to depend on her. And this is where I'm going. I'm saying most of the men who come over here, who have come over here and met me, they're already established. These are successful men in by anybody's definition. So they're not looking for a woman to complete them. They're just looking for somebody they can trust. You know, can I lay down and close both of my eyes? I don't have to have one eye open and one eye closed, one hand on my wallet, you know, and one hand around you. You know,
wouldn't you say that it's a good litmus test if she respects her family, her father and her mother? Wouldn't it just fall in line that she has respect for people? It might be a good situation. I'd rather have, to be honest, Calvin, I'd rather have respect than love. Right at the moment, I'd rather be respected.
I'd rather have trust. Trust is stronger than love to me, because I can love you and not trust you, but I can't trust you without loving you. And see, I mean, you know, y'all know what I'm saying. Trust has to come first, guys. I mean, I can trust you and not love you. See, if I don't trust you, I'm not going to love you, guys. But I can love you and not trust you. So trust is more important to me. I got to be able to trust you.
But at the same time, they're really shy. I mean, a level of trust would be like you're getting into a taxi and you trust her to make sure that it's the right fare. Maybe she just isn't, for a Filipina to tell a Filipino man, hey, what's this gonna cost? I think we might be expecting too much at first. I don't know.
No. When you're going to be able to trust her is if you wake up and your wallet is still there. Okay, if what she's telling you is the truth on a consistent basis. See, because you're not going to do all that the first night. Trust takes time. Okay, because love, there's so many levels to love, man. I love Curly, but I'm not going to marry Curly. You see what I'm saying? I love a chocolate bar in there in my cabinet. We use that word love so much, man, that we're confused. We don't know what it means. Does it mean infatuation? Does it mean enthusiastic about the person? We confuse love with so much other feelings and emotions. Geechee Lion says, Calvin, do they really think they can get away with such a lie nowadays, lying about children? Absolutely. They tried, and it's been done all the time. They're not going to tell you right away.
No.
Some the women that do that, they still do it. Absolutely, they do.
And
but
sometimes,
Robert, I'm gonna tell you, when you're saying they're innocent, see, this is what gets us in trouble. They all look innocent. I'm over here, man, after 14 years, and you see women, you're like, man, they look innocent, and then you hear, oh, well, she did this and that, and she did this and that, and you're like, wow. You can't look at the women over here, and you cannot do it, and that's what gets us in trouble. We look at these little pretty faces, and they just look so innocent, and don't realize, oh, she's got a lesbian lover at home, and that's giving her the okay to go out there and deal with you to bring home some extra money, or whatever it is, But see, y'all doing this is so crazy, man. I'm going to answer you frankly with this. He said, Calvin, but what if you go back to your country to visit or for business, and you return, you find her children's father was there and her belly's growing? Well, what am I supposed to do? I just find somebody else. It's that simple. It's going to be her loss, okay? Because I've given her a life that she never even dreamed of having. She never even dreamed existed. Okay, so if they want to play those games, then go ahead. I'm just going to move on. It's not going to be a sweat off my back. Okay. Yeah, okay. What if she's a widow and a single parent, but they just don't want kids in the picture at all. They're saying they're looking for a sugar daddy, right? Or the other guys are looking for a sugar mama. Well, you're not going to find a sugar mama over here, because the rich Filipinos over here usually are with the rich Filipino men, or they're going to get the fine, pristine, young Filipino men. Okay? They're going to turn the tide on you. They're going to turn the table and say, we don't want an old foreigner with all that baggage you bringing over here. See, when they say that kind of stuff, it makes us mad. But we're supposed to be able to say it. See, that's a double standard that we bring over here. See, a lot of these women, they look at you like that. It's like, I don't want an old man bringing all that baggage over here. I don't care what he can do for me. I don't want it. You think when you get off the plane, I've already done a video on that. Every woman you can't have every woman over here. But we think we can. We come over here with that attitude, like any woman I see, I can have. No, you can't. It's a small percentage of women who make themselves available to foreign men. Everybody else is off limits. You're going to have to go to church with them. You're going to have something in common with them and slow walk them just like the locals do. The women on those dating sites, man, they're handing you themselves on a silver platter. They make it real, real easy. You can't tell what it's really like with a woman trying to meet a woman based on what happens on those dating sites. Those dating sites are a whole other world, guys. This is the difference between fantasy and reality. Those dating sites aren't reality.
So how much more will a Filipina tolerate from you as opposed to a woman in London or New York? I mean, it seems like, you know, there a Western woman's going to say, "Hey, shave that hair off your face," you know, get rid of that. You know, get rid of that. Makes you look old.
Well, you know, the real truth, Robert, is that they're going to tolerate a whole lot more because of the financial situation. That's the real truth, okay? Initially. Remember,
That's what we want.
I don't care who you are. Initially, the
nitty-gritty.
woman that you meet, she's going to want you for, it's all about the finance. It's going to be up to you to move it from finance to romance. If you're unable to do that, she's going to sit back and let you spend all you want. Okay. But yeah, she's going to tolerate a whole lot more because, man, look, guys, if you don't hear anything else on this live stream, it's very, very, very hard for some people over here. But that doesn't make us better than them. This is what me and Bruce was talking about, something that I've always been trying to articulate to you guys. You were very fortunate that the wheel of life stopped and let you off in America or wherever you from in a better situation than some people over here. But it doesn't make you better. You had nothing to do with that. Where you were born, where you came to. When you came to, you were in America, and now all of a sudden you say, "Oh man, I'm in a damn good situation." It doesn't make you better than the women over here, but it's hard over here. So they're going to say, "I want a man that's going to help improve my financial situation. At least let me eat on a regular basis. Let me have a place to stay. You know, shield me from the elements. You know, take that weight off my back. You know, I'm tired of working 10 or 12 hours a day for 200 pesos, washing clothes, you know, back-breaking work over here." So they see you for that. But eventually, 6 months down the line, it's not going to be this little girl that you had before. If she's the right woman, she's going to blossom. And you're going to be like, "Man, it's well worth my time and investment." But it's tough over here, man. Don't ever think that it's not. This is not food stamp tough over here, guys. This is, you know, abject poverty where people go over 24 hours without eating sometimes. Okay. But it's no fault of their own and it's no fault of your own. But don't come over here thinking you're better than them because you're not. You just were born in a favorable situation. Hey, L Hover 29, thanks for that super chat. He said, "Cal, thank you for all that you do." Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your support. If we come over here with an open mind and realize I'm in the Philippines, I'm not in America, okay, that's going to help you a whole lot. Find out what it's really like what's life really like over here for the masses of people when you get over here, man, okay? And then when you get over here, you're going to be able to appreciate what she's bringing to the table. Because a lot of these women are very intelligent, man. They're sharp, you know, and they can help you. They have a lot to offer. But if you're looking at them, oh, that she doesn't have a job, she doesn't have a degree, she's poor, and, you know, so I'm just going to come over, I'm like a king, and I can, you know, take advantage of her. I'm sorry. It's not going to work out very well for you. Okay, LA Detroit says, "Speaking of fit, friendly, submissive, and supportive, it's Kevin Samuel's birthday today." Oh, it's the day he was born today, yeah. But how many people are really living, are you following what he says, really? Or was it just entertainment? See, it's one thing to let these guys entertain you because they're great entertainers. But if you're really living by what they're teaching, why are you even trying to come over here anyway? There's a lot of people who can still handle those women over there. There's good women in America, guys.
Calvin, do you think that most of the expats, and I'm just going to say from America, let's say, are treating their Filipina right, and they're not assuming too much that they're different and will tolerate whatever you have? You know, that can be like sandpaper. That can be a grind. I think that. What are you seeing over there?
Let's say it again.
What are the men treating their Filipinas? Are they treating them right? The way are they assuming too much? That they'll tolerate this, they'll tolerate that. Are they pushing the edge?
I can only go by what Marilyn tells me, because I'm not on the inside of that. But she tells me how her Filipino boyfriend treated her. You know, they're strict. You know, they're jealous. And, you know, that's just what she says. I really can't tell you. But they've got this month, March, is National Women's Month in the Philippines. Does that tell you anything? It should. It's a National Women's Month over here. Okay? Remember, 1 out of 4 Filipinos say that they've been, you know, abused. That's a lot of women. Okay. Now, is that true? I don't know. You know, statistics can lie. People can use statistics, you know, to benefit, you know, whatever they're trying to put across. But this month is National Women's Month. Now, I don't think they have a National Man's Month here. Not that I've ever seen, but I know they have a National Women's Month every year. Yeah, we won the prize, man. And this is all I'm trying to say. America, those other countries, right? But there was a time when you were born in America that you wasn't so fortunate. But now you are. If you're born in America now, you know, you are. You can travel just about anywhere you want to. Job, people are basically knocking on your door, handing you jobs. You know, they've made it so easy over there that America is the easiest place on the world to earn a living and raise your family. No other place even comes close. Now, to what degree? Yeah, you know, how high you want to go over the bar, but they've lowered that bar over there. But over here's a different situation. The government's not helping you a whole lot over here. There's no food stamps. There's no AFDC. There's no Section 8. There's no disability. There's no unemployment insurance. Okay? There's no 2-week vacation over here, guys. Listen to me. Snap out of that delusion that you're in when you come over here. We're 4% of the population. Everything that goes on in America doesn't go on around the world. Man, we're in a bubble. We live in a bubble over there, and it's time that you break out of that bubble. We don't have to do anything over in America, man. You don't even have to work over there. They're going to give you food stamps. I had a niece, believe it or not, that had an apartment, Robert, $1 per month was her rent, and she got evicted. Okay? Think about that.
I think the last thing we need to be when we come over there, I think the last thing that we need to be is a bully bro, you know, a bully bro. And I would say a bully bro is someone who assumes that she'll just put up with anything.
Harvey Garner said, generally, do Filipino men see the beauty in the women like we do? Absolutely. But I think, you know, a lot of times you can't see the forest for the trees. It's just like us. The men over here, okay, I was maybe about 6 months ago, I was on my way, I was in Toledo, Cebu, buying my ticket for the ferry to come to San Carlos. And it was a guy, a Filipino man behind me. He had just got back from America, visiting his sister. And he was telling me how beautiful the women were over there. And he was like, man, he said, don't you want one of them beautiful white women? this is what he said. This is what came out of his mouth. See? So it's really just reversed, and I was just amazed at everything he was saying. He said, the white women are so beautiful over there. Don't you want a white woman over there? He said. I was like, no, I said, I like, Filipino women. And he's right over here with the beauty. But I think it's just because it's so close to him and he sees it all the time, he takes it for granted. He doesn't see anything special. It's just they're different. I mean, yeah, from us. That's all. We're seeing something different.
Well, Calvin, I think that you mentioned one time, and it stuck with me, that Filipino men are in the same struggle with their Filipino women. We can't share that experience, and maybe that's a tighter bond, having those hardships together.
Well, absolutely. That's why she prefers him versus us, really. So when it comes down to it,
I'm saying don't be a bully, bro, man. Tighten it up, treat her like, you see how the Filipino men are treating their women. Why should you treat them any different?
Now, Willie Thompson said no job equals no chance. Well, you don't want to come over here. There's a lot of women that don't have jobs over here. There's a lot of people that don't have jobs over here. Why would you come to the Philippines? This is what I want to ask the question. Why do men come to the Philippines looking for these successful women? If you're looking for a rich woman or a woman with money, you're looking in the wrong place. You need to look in America and places like that, where the odds of you finding a woman with a good job and with, maybe her own home and money in the bank and all that is better. That's not why men come over here. You don't come over here looking for a woman with money.
Yeah, but if you're going to come over and you want to be the hero, don't be the zero. Don't be a bully, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's right. I know, Willie, that not everybody's coming for women. This is what I tell them. Don't come over here for a woman. But you're talking about, no, you're the guy who says, oh, I don't date I date women in America with every woman I'm dating in America has a college degree. Do you have a college degree? And if you do, what difference does that make? I've out-earned men with college degrees my whole life. I'm like, okay, you don't think I'm smart enough to go sit in a classroom for 4 years and follow that curriculum and get a degree? It's my choice. I didn't want to do it. But what makes you think having a degree is better? It's not. I'm living a dreamed of life right now when many guys with college degrees are still on their hamster wheel. I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying that don't come in here with that divisive stuff again, guys. That's all I'm saying. He said, good women here are needle in the haystacks. I mean, that's subjective, guys. I'm just saying. It's subjective. Don't y'all realize that the Filipino man laughs at us? He laughs at us. We're an inside joke to him. They're saying, look at these guys coming all the way over here, spending all their money, all that, on these women that, that they don't really, they find special, but I mean, they don't find anything overly special about them. It's just because they're right over here with them. They see them every day. A spotless pro wash cleaning. He said, Calvin's so right. We were just lucky to be born in a more advantageous country and are able to work and save. Certainly doesn't make us any better, but guys like Willie Thompson thinks he's better because he was born over. He had nothing to do with him being born in America with all the opportunities and everything that come along with being born over there. I guarantee you that and I've said this before, if you come over here and have to live as a Filipino, you wouldn't make it. But a Filipino going over there in America will easily make it, dude. It has a whole lot to do with where you are. It has a whole lot to do with where you are. Okay, I'm sorry. John Gomez says my wife is a very good woman. She's good to everyone else. Yeah.
Are you given
Yeah, he
more
says National
chances?
Women's Month in America also. But is there a National Women's Month? Is there a National Men's Month in America? I've never heard of it. If it is, it's something new, guys. This stuff is stuff new. This is new. Look that up and see when they started that. I've never heard of it before. I've heard of Mother's Day. It's always National Brother Day and all that when you're on Facebook, guys. Okay, y'all know we growing up, we didn't see this kind of stuff. Why didn't you hear about it? Yeah, LA Detroit said, I need to get my wife and mother-in-law on the stream. They can give a real perspective. Absolutely, because a lot of the men are out of touch. They don't really know what it's like over here, you know, because they never been here before. They never lived here before. They think that everything is the same in America as it is here. Around the world, everywhere you go.
You know,
It's
Calvin,
not that.
I'd like to know, would a Filipina give a Filipino man more chances, or infidelity, trust issues? Are they going to give a Filipino man more
Well,
chances than they
I'm
will?
pretty sure, yeah, because you got to realize they're he's their brother. They've gone through the storm together. I remember when I was little, I remember my mother acted the same way toward my father that Marilyn acts toward me here. When my father came home, we better be shut up. He eats first. She, you know, his bath water was run, his clothes was on. She did all of that because she knew the struggle he was dealing with outside those doors. That's all it is. It's the same thing over here. See?
So, in other words, when you screw up, and you know, heaven knows the multitude of ways, you know, but you're not going to have maybe the second or third chance that a Filipino man might get.
It's a different standards, Robert, for a foreign man than a Filipino man. Absolutely. But he's saying Woman's Day, Edward. You said Woman's Month. You put up there Woman's Month. We're talking about Woman's Month. We know it's Woman's Day. You know, now it went from Woman's Month to Woman's Day. Come on, guys.
Is the woman, the elderly woman, the tata, or the abuela, is she really is she the glue, or is it the farmer, the fisherman? You know, who's the glue in the family?
I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm saying, do they look up to the abuela, the grandmother of the family? When I want to know, who do I need to treat the best? Or is it equal?
All of them, all of them. But you got to realize that the man over here is always going to be. If the man is in that house, the husband over here, and he's working, and he's providing and taking care of the family, you better acknowledge him first when you walk in that door, because it's his house. But he said there's a Father's Day. We're talking about a Father's Month, guys. There's no Men's Month in America.
So how do you show him? How do you show him that respect, Calvin? You sit down and talk to him?
You just come in there and say hello. How you doing? Kumasta. You know, you take your shoes off, you go in there, you sit down and act like you got some sense. You look him in the eye when you talk to him. If you can't speak any English and you can't speak Tagalog or Bisaya, you know, you talk to your girlfriend and say, hey, tell them, you know, I appreciate them inviting me over here.
Is it a handshake?
Absolutely. I mean, they're not from outer space, Robert. We're not in outer space. Now, if I'm in my 30s, which I'm not, and I come to meet my Filipino father and he's 60, then I'm going to do that. You know, I'm going to do that. But remember, We're all from the human race. They're human beings. Okay, that's why I say have an open mind when you come over here. We come from a very privileged society, guys. Just a little stuff, you know. Imagine if you lose your job, if you get laid off, okay, you can draw unemployment because our tax dollars pay for that. There's very little tax base over here, okay? You know, imagine, you know, over here, if you lose your job, you just lose your job. You got to find another job in the morning. There's no unemployment office to go to and sit down with a counselor and they find you another job, or you, but in the meantime, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars every, you know, month. They didn't get stimulus checks. Everybody here did not get a stimulus check like we did.
What's going to be your best way of showing appreciation for the man of the house? You know, I'm not talking
Probably treating his daughter with some respect. You know, remember when you come over here, they're very skeptical of us. They don't trust you. They don't know you. Remember, we're all the same, Robert. If one foreigner's messed up, then we're all messed up. We have to separate ourselves from the pack. We have to prove to them that we're not the same, that we're not going to come over here, that their daughter's not a pastime, and all we're going to do is sit over here and screw her all day long. And then 2 weeks later, we go home and we never see her again because she's left over here. And now this little community she belongs in, they know that you've been over here. They know she's been with you now. You know, she's lost face. See, that's the best thing you can do. That's the way you show respect to him. You know, and what I tell you, you're gonna be here for 2 weeks, and you know you're close enough to where the girl says, "Okay, let me meet the family." So you go there for 1 day or 1 or 2 days out of that 2 weeks, and then you spend $150 there. You battle a chime. You know, you give them a meal, you make it a happy occasion, and they'll never forget you. You know, but if you go there and you be cheap, you don't look the people in the eye, you keep your dirty ass shoes on your feet and walking in their house, even if it's a dirt floor. You know, you gotta respect their culture over here the best that you can. You know, you're gonna put your best foot forward because the woman that's meeting you at the airport is putting her best foot forward. You don't know who you really with, Robert.
And I'm saying, hey guys, the real nitty gritty is if you're going to the bathroom and the bucket's empty, you better go outside and fill it up and flush it. You better learn how. I got a little technique, you know, just pour it along the edge of the bowl. It just sort of works its way down.
Yeah.
Don't leave the toilet bowl full. You got to flush it, and you got to do it somehow. You got to pour it. Go out and get a bucket of water. Get your lazy butt out there, get a bucket of water, and dump it down the toilet.
Yeah, see, I don't think this guy, William Thompson, I don't think he's a real person. I think he's a troll on here because nobody could think the way he thinks and be coming over here to the Philippines. You coming to the wrong place. You might as well go to France or Britain or one of those places. You know, I haven't figured it out. Yeah, I think, see, you're on the same page as me. I think that he's an undercover troll.
And I would go just as far as saying, if they're not putting toilet paper down the toilet, don't you do it.
Yeah, and he said, please comment on it's the individuals, guys. You know, but all the women I've dealt with, they just regular women. You know, they smell just like anybody else. I guess you could run in. You know what they think about foreigners, right? They think that we have bad hygiene, believe it or not. You have to prove to them that you don't. And a lot of us that come over here do, because I've met a lot of you guys. Y'all come over here, you stink. You're not taking baths. And maybe it's something that's hereditary or something. I don't know. But just like we think to them, oh, what's their hygiene like? They're thinking the same with us. We smoking, we drinking, and, you know, won't wear deodorant. Man, some of the guys that I've met over here, trust me, they're stinking pretty bad. So it's a two-way street, but they're human beings, guys. I'm saying maybe it is, but it's nothing special over there, Mike, because I've never heard of it. I've heard of Mother's Day and all that stuff like that. I mean, they've been coming up with all this stuff, National Sisters Day, Siblings Day. Every time you look on Facebook, it's something day, okay?
When I go online with the online dating, it's everybody's birthday. We're all
Hey,
having
what's going on,
birthdays.
Gleason, Baker? Yeah, see, you know, this is a good way. After a while, when you see how you're treating their daughter, then that's when, you know, that's how you pay them back, show them respect. Okay, because they don't think you're gonna do it. They've never come in contact with a foreigner. Y'all act like just because you got these live streams and you see people coming to the Philippines all the time. There's 110 million people over here. And the overwhelming majority of them have never sat next to a foreigner and talked to him. They've never met a foreigner in person. This is what I can't seem to get over on you guys. Y'all see it so much, you think like, oh, it's just a regular thing. It's not. And even when they see them, even when they see you in Dumageddon, they don't have any personal relations with you. You don't come over their house and eat and all of that. Well, we didn't blackball. We didn't blackball. We didn't blackball Buck. Yeah, respect is universal, guys. Yeah, see, Ang Baklang Foreigner says, hi, Sunshine. Hi, everyone. It's a beautiful day today in Ilo. Somebody was just talking about Ilo. I think it was, yeah, that's right. He said, take a big bag of rice. Yeah, they can smell you coming. But we think, see, that's what I'm saying. We think that we're better than them. We're not. I've met guys over here that I'm like, man, I mean, you know, I don't see how the woman even dealing with you, but I understand why, but I wouldn't. I'd have to throw you back and find another foreigner because I'm like, because they're never going to tell you, hey, honey, put on some deodorant or, hey, brush your teeth or, you know, anything like that. They're never going to tell you that because they're afraid of hurting your feelings. But some, you know, no, we're not saying that, TJ. We're saying everybody can have their own standards and their own what you call preferences, right? But you don't come to a place like the Philippines looking for a woman that's well off. Yeah, okay. Most of the women you're gonna run into, they're gonna have a job, a lot of them. But what kind of job is it? You know, they're not adverse to demonstrating some form of work ethic. If you see the women that go over to America, man, do you see how Filipinos thrive in America, man? Have you met any real Filipinos over in America? You see how they thrive, Filipinos and Filipinos, because the opportunity is there. There's not a lot of opportunity here. You know, so it's really hard for you to see who it is you're actually with until maybe 6 months later, because you're going to be the missing link. You're going to fill in a lot of the spaces that aren't there now. You know, she's getting a good night's rest. She's eating good. She's going different places, you know, opening up her mind. She's dressing better. Okay. You're going to see a different person, man. You know, I guarantee you the woman you with is not the same woman when you met her. I guarantee you that, because she surely wasn't wearing no Jordans when you met her. That's a fact. You know, but I don't know, guys. You know, just have an open mind. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Neil Davis says, Filipino women's hygiene is one of the most cleanest, non-smelling women that I've ever been with. Speaking for my wife. That's been my experience too, Neil. I've never, because if it was, I would tell her. You know, Americans, we're going to say, hey, look, either that or you're going to be like one of my subscribers, okay? I won't mention any names, but he came over here to see a woman. And she was either on her period or just got off of her period. And she pulled her underwear down. And he said, hey, let me go and get I got to go to the store and get a loaf of bread. And she hasn't seen him since, okay? Yeah. Sniper says, hello, Cal. I'm 55 and I'm retired military and I make, wow, $3,900 per month. Is that good enough to live very comfortable? Yeah, it is, because
I wish
you're
I had
considered
half
rich
that.
over here, Sniper. You're considered rich if you earn $3,808 every month in the Philippines. Now, when I made that video, people pushed back, oh, you can live like that in Maryland or Florida. I said, it doesn't make you rich, though. It makes you rich over here, guys. It's a difference. You're considered rich. You're not considered rich at $3,900 in America. But over here you are. You're considered rich. So it's a big, it's a big difference. Yeah, hygiene is real important because they'll sniff you. They're going to give you the sniff test anyway. You know,
And besides,
I'm clean. I've always been clean. I wear
3,900.
cologne.
He's talking about net 3,900, and 3,900 here. You're going to be paying a whole lot of tax on that. That's not net.
Well, he doesn't. Do you pay taxes on your pension?
No.
On a military pension?
Oh,
Or not?
I don't know.
He said, by the way, what happened to Buck? I heard that Buck is a truck driver now, and he's just real busy. But, you know, people come and go, guys. You know, Buck, people come and go. And Rick says, I'm thinking about spending a month out there in April thinking about Dumaguete because of the waterfront. Yeah, and then you can go to Siquijor Island, you can go to Cebu, you can go to Bohol. You can do a whole lot right out of Dumaguete.
Do the men that you see over there, Calvin, do they generally rejuvenate coming over?
Which men? Absolutely. All you got to do is look at the video I did with Patrick. This is what men are missing. See, we're listening for some type of profound message, and I tell people, I was like, look, man, it's more in the visual than anything. This guy was almost died in America. Now he's coming over here. He's like a new man. He was just like me. He said, Calvin, when I came here, he said, my equipment wasn't working. I was using all kind of pills and stuff over there. He said, I came to the Philippines. He said, I don't need that stuff anymore. Yeah, they rejuvenate. Every last man that I've seen that lived over here for a considerable period of time, John, myself, anybody, they all rejuvenate. Why wouldn't you? Go way back and watch the video I did about the Fountain of Youth over in the Philippines. We get that 365 days of sunshine, which is the real sun of God, okay, that we have over here. You got the influence of the beautiful young woman. Don't underestimate the influence a woman has on your life, man. You look at your mother, okay? You're going to exercise a lot more. You're going to walk a lot more over here, guys. You're going to get more active in the Philippines. And then, of course, you're going to tweak your diet. This is why men kind of do that Benjamin Button thing when they can't get over here. But you got to be over here long enough for that to happen. And you get the combination of these 4 things, and you're going to start feeling a lot younger, man. I'm 60, but I don't feel any different than I did when I was 40. And I'm serious, guys. I'm telling you that I don't. You know, I mean, I go to bed every night with a 40-year-old woman, so I feel 40. But yeah, they rejuvenate. They absolutely do. It's nothing that y'all think I made that up. Yeah, that's after taxes. Yeah, he said that's after taxes. But yeah, he's straight. But is it after bills? Because I tell guys all the time, they say, "Oh, I got 1,500. Is that good enough?" I said, "Well, is that 1,500 net? Or 1,500 is what your pension is? Then you have to pay your credit card bill, your child support, or whatever it is out of that. It's a big difference."
What's the air flight look like for pricing now, Calvin? Are they is the price generally staying the same, going up, coming down, high season, low season? Does it make a difference?
Well, Dana's on here. He sent. I put it up early in the beginning of the broadcast. He put one. I think it was from Chicago to Manila. It was 989, 984. He said that's what I need to rejuvenate. And you're going to get that over here, rejuvenate. A lot of you guys, man, are just sexually frustrated. A lot of it. And we'll put all other kind of, we'll name it something else. But sex, good sex with a beautiful young partner on a regular basis does wonders for a man. I'm not a doctor. I'm telling you it does. Okay? All that other stuff you're going to throw out the window. All this trying to be choosy and all that. Man, I'm telling you, you can do all that you want. I live a simple life over here. I'm not trying to complicate things. I'm running away from them old accomplished women over there. He said, would it be a bad idea for a working man in the States to find a woman over there? No, it's just more than likely you just have to give her the visa, but that's the risk you're going to take because you're going to want her over there as soon as possible. You're not going to wait it out like you should do. Like you should do. You're not going to take your time.
They know the script better than we do.
You're going to come over here a couple of times and you're going to want her back in the States with you. You're going to want that treatment, but you don't really know what you got. That's why you have to be careful. believe it or not, man, I've made 25 trips over here. So I probably say I made 20 before I ever took my wife back over there. And she wasn't the first woman I dealt with. You're going to have to, how would you know you got a good Filipino if you've only met one? Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's really going to be hard to do. He said, I heard some people say the girls in Dumaguete aren't impressed by foreigners at all. That's not true. Remember, they've never really had, y'all act like Dumaguete's just this big metropolis place. It's just a little bitty place, really. It's no bigger than San Carlos City. Okay? It's right here on Negros Island. It's not this big old place, you know. Yeah, you see a lot of foreigners around, yeah, but if anything, you're not stumbling over people. There's way more foreigners in Cebu, Iloilo, Bacolod City than it is in Dumaguete. But that's not true. Okay, JM says if you tell a Filipino to ask for a vacation to take care of you while you are visiting the Philippines, how much is the allowance you recommend to give her, bro? Well, you know, at least you got to pay her what her salary is. And then, of course, you're going to go on vacation with her. I mean, but a lot of times, man, they can't do that over here, man. They're going to lose their job. They're going to lose their job. Every woman I've ever dealt with, okay, the only reason why Marilyn was able to do it because she really worked from her home. So she could still do her work no matter where we were. But my son's mother and my wife, yeah, they had to quit their jobs. They know, oh, I'm taking 2 weeks off. She asked for a week off, right? And they said, yeah, you got a week. But hell, by that time, we were getting into the mix. And she went on and, you know, it's going to be hard to go back to that job if you're really going to give her the 2 weeks that most foreigners give the Filipino when they get over here. It's going to be hard, man. And that's one thing that we do to them. That's why I say be careful when you're dealing with women over here, because remember, you have to be sharp over here to make it. This is a very competitive society. So what we do is we dull that knife, Robert, when we come over here and deal with them. You know, it makes it real hard to go back to that job earning 300 pesos a day. Go back to the squatters area. There's no aircon. There's no hot and cold water. You know, it's hard to go back to eating, you know, the big plate of rice with the little bitty pieces of fish around it, which a lot of the women that we deal with, not all Filipinas, but a lot of the women that we deal with, that's where they come from. So what we do is we come over and we spoil them for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and we dull the knife. Now that competitive edge that they need over here, it's gone, and they suffer.
Calvin, what do women in the Philippines consider a foreigner as? What type of foreigner, a high value foreigner? Did it matter that you were in the military? Did it matter you were a fire chief? Did it matter you were, you know, colonel of the urinal? You know, what difference does it make, really? Are they going to ask you, what were you? Who were you? Were you somebody? Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter because remember I told you it's not always a bad thing that Filipinos think that you're rich. As long as you know how to conduct yourself, it's going to get you in doors that you otherwise wouldn't get into. And then once you get in there, then you let your character shine. Then that's when you pull out your character instead of your wallet. See, because it's going to get you indoors. You're going to be dealing with women you never would have a chance with if they thought you were poor. But they don't really care. They don't care that you were the police because they can't. It means nothing to them, really.
Isn't it more important that you can speak a few words of the language, probably?
That, and that you just that you're a decent human being. That's really all they want. Okay, that you're a decent human being and you're not going to waste their time. See, so that means she's not going to waste your time either. But they don't want you to waste their time. They know that they're putting it all on the line, Robert. Okay, when you come over here. Okay, they're putting it all on the line. Their reputation, everything goes on that line. And she's hoping that you don't mess that up, that you just act like a decent human being.
Well, at that point, it don't matter whether you were a doorman in New York City or a fire chief in North Dakota somewhere. It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter, because remember the $1,000. That's why when that argument's always going to be around. That $1,000 a month is a lot of money to them. It doesn't matter how you earned it. They're just going to look at the $1,000 and be like, "Wow, he's earning." Let's say 1,500. So now at 55.10, let's just say that's seven. That's what? That's 75,000 pesos every month. Man, that's crazy money over here to a Filipino. Okay, to the masses. That's a lot of money. Okay.
That's I'm thinking. I've heard before that's how much a first-year graduating medical doctor makes before he.
Well, I'm not really sure, but I know that we've got a friend. He's a policeman. He's been on the force almost 30 years, maybe 32 years. And that's about what he earns. He earns about 70,000. Imagine now, he's on the police force for over 30 years. He earns about 70,000 per month. Okay.
Okay.
So that gives you an example.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but see, you guys don't understand. They act like all foreigners live around each other and we're packed in together. Even if you go to Dumaguete, where all these foreigners are supposed to be, you're not going to see them, guys. You know, I don't know what y'all got in y'all mind. You're not stumbling over foreigners. I see more foreigners in Cebu when I go to the mall than I ever see in Dumaguete. Now, if you go to the world famous Wine Night Bar for something to eat or a few drinks, you're going to see it's going to be packed with foreigners. But other than that, you're not going to see foreigners, man, like that. You're not going to see it like that. We don't even live in the same neighborhoods. We're all spread out. But remember, you want to see foreigners. You're not anything special. Okay, let me say it like this before we get out here. There's 110 million people in the Philippines, boots on the ground, okay? At the peak of the tourism in the Philippines in 2019, 8 million visitors, 8.2 million visitors came here. That's a drop in the bucket of 110 million, okay? And remember, when you talk about foreigners, Westerners make only up maybe 20% of that 8 million. Because it's mostly South Koreans, mostly Asians. South Korean first, Chinese. Why do y'all eliminate these two big blocks of tourists? When you talk about foreigners, you're just talking about Western foreigners, which is a very small amount of people here in the Philippines, guys. Excuse me. You're going to see foreigners, but you're not even going to know it. Why don't you, when you see Chinese and South Korean and Japanese, why don't you look at them as foreigners? You don't. You only look at Western guys. So you're only going to see a small amount of foreigners, guys. Okay? Don't let that bother you, because if you live over here, you're going to be hunting out in about 6 months. You're going to be hunting for foreigners to talk to. Okay? I promise you that. Excuse me. You know, yeah, they are the biggest tourists. But it is. Look it up. It's not us, guys. The biggest expats are Chinese over here. And that's because of these working relationships, you know, the employment working relationships they have with the Philippines. We're way down there. Okay? So when you talk about foreigners, you got to talk about all foreigners. If you're just talking about Western foreigners, guys, we're a trickle. It's like a drop. It's like an eye drop in the damn ocean out here, guys. But that's we come over here with such, our minds are closed. Open up your mind a little bit, and you're gonna do fine over here. But if you come over here with that closed mind, man, you're not gonna survive over here. That's why most Westerners don't make it over here. We won't open up our minds. You know, we think everything's supposed to work. Excuse me, the same way here as it does wherever we come from. That's the beauty of the Philippines, that it doesn't work the same way it does in America. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to be here. When I left for good in 2018, even when I first came over here, I wanted something different. I was looking for something different, and I'm glad I found it.
You know, when you started this conversation, you asked me, you know, do you have any dreams? Dreams, you know, I would say that for me, I wanna listen. I think Filipinas have dreams too. Filipinas have dreams too. And what I mean by that is listen to your Filipina. She'll tell you what it was that she always wanted to see, what it was that she always wanted to do. It might not be your dream. Maybe you're living her dream.
Yeah, TJ Johnson makes a great point here. This is the same point I just made. He says, funny because you go to tourist alley hotspots like BGC, Makati, IT Park, Boracay, Panglao Hall, and you'll see Chinese and Korean shops and shoppers galore. They've got real Chinese and Korean restaurants here. There's nothing, but when we look at them, we don't see them as foreigners. We only think that Westerners, when we see a Westerner, it's a foreigner, guys. Open up your damn mind, man. Place is full of foreigners. You're going to see black men over here. You're going to think, oh, he's from America, Africa. No, he's from Papua New Guinea. Open your mind over here, guys, when you get over here. Okay? It works best when you have an open mind. Car dealer said Korean, many in Cebu City and Chinese. I have business here in the Philippines, and in the real estate developers, we work with many Chinese, yeah. But we don't look at them as foreigners, but they are. They say, oh, I don't want to be around a lot of foreigners. But yet, everywhere you go, you're going to be surrounded by South Korean and Chinese foreigners. I mean, how stupid do y'all sound when you say that? I don't want to be around a lot of foreigners. Say you don't want to be around a lot of Western foreigners, and where are you going to go to be around a lot of Western foreigners? Do you know how spread out the Philippines is? You can go places in the Philippines where you don't see Chinese, South Korean, Americans, black people, nothing but Filipinos. You will be the only one. And then you're going to be wondering, where's all the foreigners? You can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Xavier Allen, I've still got your album, brother. He says, so true. He said, during my visit, I saw more Chinese and Koreans in one day than Westerners my whole 3 weeks. I don't know who's telling these guys that when they come over, they're going to be stumbling over Americans or British. No, you want that? You go to Thailand. When I was in Pattaya, I didn't have to worry about speaking Thai language. Every 5 feet, there was a damn Western foreigner over there. Every 5 feet. So if you don't like Westerners, you better not go over there. And I'm gonna tell you something. The only reason why I don't want to move to, I'm a member of a group called Brothers and Sisters in Thailand, right? It's a lot of big Shirleys in Thailand, and they got that same attitude, okay? They putting stuff up on this Facebook where they bashing passport bros and stuff like that, man. I'm like, man, I don't want nothing to do with that. If I go to someplace, I don't want to run into some woman with that type of attitude. And they're there. They're not over here. You're not going to see Big Shirley here, but they're in Thailand. Big Shirley's in Thailand. Yeah, I've seen plenty Japanese. Okay, at the pre-pandemic, okay, this is what shocked me when I came over in 2009. I saw, for the first time in my life, I saw white Japanese. I mean, you know, the ones, I mean, their skin, you know, in America, they just got you know, like that beige skin, right? Okay. It's the first time I ever seen white Japanese. I mean, it just freaked me out. It looked so crazy to me. But the first time I saw them, it's a bunch of them. Lapu Lapu City, guys, is a tourist spot. You don't believe it because it hasn't gotten back to normal yet. Before the pandemic, it was just as popular or more than Baraka and all those places. I mean, the streets were full of tourists, mainly Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. So much so that they build their own restaurants here, guys. You don't see many Americans doing that. You don't see not down in this way. Maybe up by English City, Subic Bay, and stuff like that. But there's no soul food restaurants in Lapu Lapu or Cebu or St. Carlos City. But you can go just about any place and you're gonna see a legitimate Korean restaurant, Japanese restaurant, and Chinese. And you'll know the food is good if it's full of the native people. If it's a Chinese restaurant, you see a bunch of Chinese in there, it's good food. When I'm gonna say this because we gotta get off here, but when over the Christmas holiday, when we stayed with Sydney, me and Franz, my buddy, we went to get a massage. Okay, so the first place we came to, it was built by Koreans, for Koreans, guys. Okay, now you say, well, what difference does that make? It makes a big difference because if you go to get a massage from a Filipino massage therapist, it's going to be about 300, 400 pesos. They wanted 6,500 pesos for a massage in this place. But it catered nothing but Koreans, guys, okay? So yeah, open your minds a little bit, guys. There's very few Westerners over here. And when you go to different places, especially in Mindanao, you're going to see fewer and fewer Westerners. Of course, if you're in Manila, of course, if you're in Cebu, you're going to see them at the mall. But that's about all the place I see foreigners in Cebu is at the mall.
Hey, do you have Dana Middleton? Do you have his connection for the airline tickets?
Dana, put your email up. El Hova, thanks for that super chat. He said English City is full of Koreans and Korean businesses. They pretty much took over. Yeah. I mean, that's a fact right there. It really is a fact. But, they're talking about the Russians coming to Thailand and now Indonesia too. And they said, well, why don't they come to the Philippines? They probably are over here. But the Philippines doesn't make it a headline. But I don't think 300,000 of them came. But even if they did, it would be a drop in the bucket, guys, over here. It's 110 million people here. But I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you,
for sticking
sir.
it out over here.
Thank
And
you, sir.
As part of the panel today, I'd like to bring OG on again, but he had a bad connection. I want to thank everybody for your super chat, super stickers, your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Go ahead and watch that. If you're interested in buying a place, Pumpkin Joe's got his house for sale. Okay. I know a lot of people are saying, well, you got more for your money. Well, it's a totally different situation. He lives in the heart of the city. Of course, price is going to be higher. He lives in a gated community. It's a whole lot of differences there. You can't compare my house to his. He got paved roads. I don't. I think for the right person, it's going to be a good deal. And like he said, it's negotiable. Atita Cha said Big Shirley's dog paddling her way to the Philippines. we're in trouble. They're not coming over here because they think they're too good for the Philippines. So they go to Thailand. I see them all the time on this Facebook group, and they make me cringe with that same attitude. I'm like, I don't want to run into that over there. You know, so that's another reason I stay over here. But all right, guys, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see y'all next time.